Hey, this is Ken Casey from the Dropkick Murphys, and I love the Grandstanders! Take it away, kid!
Hello and welcome to another edition of Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman, and I'm joined by my usual cohorts, the Professor, Russ Stevens, Uncle Joe McLaughlin, and he's JP's first son, Tim Hoey. Well, we have another great show for you tonight, so boys, let's get it started. We start with the 17-time world champion Boston Celtics. All right, the series is all tied up. Rusty boy, it was kind of a mirage game one. You start to think, maybe this is going to be an easy road, right?
That was the mirage part of it.
Yeah.
It was amazing to listen. I listened to about 20 minutes of talk radio after that game, and I was amazed at how convinced people were this was going to be some sort of a sweep.
They were talking sweep.
This is crazy.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy talk.
I was watching Paul Pierce on ESPN. He said, "It's over."
It's over.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. We're so reactive as sports fans right now, Joe, aren't we? But you knew it. Look,
what
the
have you done
series
for
at the
me
very
lately?
least is going 6, most likely 7.
Yeah, this looks like it'll go 7, just like last year. It just will follow a different pattern with, teams are going to win on the road this year. Last year it just followed a set pattern.
So, Timmy, Kyrie was the huge star in game 1, and then the complete opposite
You know,
game
what
2
we just
because
ta-
they.
What we just talking
defended
about,
them.
it's a make-your-shot league.
Yeah.
And I've been at games where the Celtics just, every ball's rimming out, and the other team, every shot's going in. And it seems like in this league, you either have it one night or you don't have it.
Well, Russ, adjustments were made by Milwaukee. They actually have a real coach this year, as opposed to what was it, Jason Kidd or
Joe Prunty.
Yeah,
coached them
a
last
year
Immortal
before.
Joe Prunty.
Very
Right,
good, Russell.
exactly.
Very good.
Adjustments were made. They made sure that Kyrie wasn't going to kill them.
These series are point counterpoint, and when you've got a good coach up against a good coach, no coach is going to run the same game plan out after they took the beating that Milwaukee took on Sunday.
Right.
So do we trust Brad to make adjustments?
Well, of course, yeah. It's adjust each game. Everybody adjusts, and you see how it works out. But of course, the referees, Joe, weren't going to let Milwaukee lose that game 2 either.
The referees do fix the games in the NBA.
Oh, conspiracy!
there you go.
What's his
I
conspiracy
know.
He does work.
theory?
I would say
Tim
fix.
Donaghy didn't exist.
Joe is a
No,
fix.
no,
Joe
they're
is-
not fixing every game, Joe. I would say they lean a certain way.
Foster
right?
doesn't exist.
Joe is a federal government employee. He knows things.
Yeah, right. He hears things. Yeah, right.
Information.
Right.
No,
Envelopes are open.
Yeah.
I think it's more. Giannis is the MVP, and Giannis didn't get the calls that he's been getting all year in Game 1.
No,
the
he
coach
didn't.
went on the
No.
record as saying we didn't get the calls. I'm sure there are lots of calls to the league office, and Giannis got the calls in Game 2.
Yeah, right. That one call on Tatum where he didn't touch him at all.
Didn't touch him.
Yeah. So if Giannis, to me, was going to drive to the basket, he was either going to make it or get fouled.
I watched the highlights of that first game. They just put a picket fence up every time Giannis got the ball.
That's right.
They put the 3-man picket fence up and said somebody else is going to beat us. Not Giannis is going to have to shoot threes, and he shot the threes.
Well, the guy who played the best in the regular season, he was the most consistent player, and in these 2 games was Al Horford.
Oh, easily.
Absolutely.
But I think, back to Russ's point earlier, I think Brad and Kyrie are probably watching film right now and planning their adjustment and their reaction to what Milwaukee did in Game 2 and how they're going to handle, because they ran the picket fence at him, and he didn't have an answer for it.
Well, Russ, in the first round last year when we played the Bucks, it went 7 games, but we needed it to Game 3 for some guy named Marcus Smart to come back to
That's
change
right.
the
Yeah.
series around.
Yeah.
I don't think Marcus Smart is walking through this door.
It doesn't seem like he's going to be back anytime soon. I mean, maybe get him back for Game 6, Game 7. They're going to be getting Malcolm Brogdon back.
Yeah.
And
who
yeah,
is
he's
a
a-
Celtics
right,
killer.
yeah.
So our degree of difficulty is going to go up in Game 3.
All right, nobody dislikes Terry Rozier more in this panel than one JP's Tim Hoey. And so it's the good and bad Terry Rozier. You got to give him props for Game 1 that he played well, Terry Rozier, but then the bad guy came up yesterday.
There was really no pressure on him in Game 1, though.
Well, I mean, look, he's a second teamer, so there's not a huge pressure on.
He's not going to give Terry Rozier.
No,
any
no,
credit.
no, right, exactly.
Terry
So
Rozier
when
and
I say
Tuca are
Terry
in the same
Rozier,
ball.
you hear Tuca?
I see Terry Rozier take his warm-ups off on the
Hey, they have the
sideline,
same
and my
initials,
blood
brother.
pressure
Yeah,
goes
right.
up.
It's the same reaction. You can just see the smoke coming from Timmy's ears. I can't possibly say anything nice about Terry Rozier. Yeah. All right. Well, one Jaylen Brown also again. He's looked like a different player the last 3 months, and in the playoffs, Joe, he's just picking up where he's left off.
Yeah, maybe he's like Danny Amendola. He's playoff Jaylen Brown. He's even Stevens and Ainge the other day was saying he's a different guy this time of year.
Russ, he's been more valuable than Jason Tatum.
Yeah,
this
Tatum
season.
has not looked good. Look, in the big long-term scheme of things, Jaylen Brown has rebuilt his value,
Yeah.
either on this team or as a trade piece.
No
That's
question.
a
He's
great
so
outcome.
physically
He might be
gifted.
going to New Orleans.
He might be going to New Orleans.
He is
that's right.
he is
Yeah,
a
that's a
physically
great point.
gifted kid.
All right, but the last moment, Shemi. You love him. I think you're going to see more Shemi
Shimmy.
again on Game 3. Would you think that, Timmy?
Just send him out there with an assault and battery decree.
Maybe a
You know
foreign
what I mean?
object.
Yeah, Mr. Tanaka with
him
the
a
salt, right?
Mr. Tanaka. All right, so when we go back from the break, we're going to go to the Boston Bruins, who are down 2-1 in the playoffs.
Yes, and there's another TR on the Bruins that Timmy's going to.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
All right, I don't know much, but I know that the broadcasting crew yesterday, Doc Emmerich, Mike Milbury, and Brian Boucher or something, definitely did not want the Columbus Blue Jackets to move on. It was all about the Boston Bruins. You would have thought it was a local broadcast, right?
Yeah.
The fact is, the networks, the last thing they want in the world is the Columbus Blue Jackets moving on.
The Joe wants the NBA referees to officiate tomorrow night.
Yeah, right,
Friday
yeah,
night's
right.
Bruins game.
Exactly.
Oh, that's got to be a nightmare for NBC to have Columbus.
Columbus. I mean, does anybody
Columbus versus San Jose.
really... Columbus screams minor leagues, doesn't it, Russ?
Yeah, it kind of does, unless you live in Columbus.
You kind of wonder how they got
Who does?
how they got a professional team.
It's unbelievable,
You know, I
right?
mean-
Only in hockey.
It sounds like an AHL
well,
town.
Green Bay,
really.
Green
You
Bay
know?
in football is the other one that's just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but that happened so long ago.
Yeah.
and- Okay, but
Yeah.
how can Las Vegas, Joe, not have a team before the Columbus Blue Jackets?
They do though.
No,
they
I
do
know,
now,
but I'm
but
saying they didn't have it for
Yeah.
you know.
Well, there was the legal
And now
aspects of the
they're gonna
gambling.
have a football team too.
It's unconscionable they're
Yeah.
going to have a baseball team. Trust me. Lots of things are going to happen in Vegas. All right. So I'm going to give the normal excuse, and this is why we don't talk about hockey much. And we could probably, when we talk about hockey, just say, we hit the post too much. Damn it. Right, Timmy? It was a lot of hitting posts
A
yesterday.
lot of post hitting.
And that's really what hockey and this comes
It-
down
it's,
to.
it's a wacky sport. I mean, I played at Catholic Memorial, and unfortunately, I didn't win any state championships, but I must have seen Catholic Memorial. They won 17 state championships. They're on a run, and probably 6 of them were won on pucks hitting the back of legs going into the net in overtime. It's just a wacky sport.
It's a bizarre sport, Russ, because talent doesn't always win out.
It doesn't, but the answer to hitting posts and not being able to score on a goalie like Bobrovsky
Who's hot as
is you
can be.
just send human beings and pucks at them. I mean,
Yeah,
you just
right.
overwhelm them, and
Yeah.
that's what the Bruins are not doing.
The Bruins overpass.
Yeah.
So instead of, in the last 2 minutes, they start throwing everything in the net and
it's
opportunities
good.
start
I
arising.
don't think they
But
can
until-
do anything else though, because
Oh,
those defensemen are blocking everything.
Oh,
that- of all
I
the
know. I
team.
don't mean just shoot when a guy's in front of you, but I saw Krejci in the last game, not this last
Overpassing.
game. He was in the slot, nobody on him, clear shot at the net, and he tried to make the perfect pass, and it never got through, and there was no shot eventually made.
Well,
on the
nothing
play.
was more egregious than DeBrusque in game
Oh,
2.
my God, that was
Literally,
horrible.
it was like he had a breakaway and he looks for the pass. I don't know if I've ever even seen that.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
That's
And his job and DeBrusque's game is a heavy, fast, straightforward game.
Yeah, right.
Go to the damn net.
That's
What are you
called
I
doing?
mean, they can
choking.
overthink it because these goalies,
Yeah,
their equipment's
right.
so big now, and it's so hard to beat this goalie straight on now, except for Tuca.
That's also
that's
lack
a-
of confidence.
They're looking to
it's
slide,
lack of confidence
but they're looking
too.
Yeah,
to slide
I-
over for that
Which is
one-timer,
the definition of
open
choking.
net,
Yeah.
perfect pass, one-timer goal. I mean, it seems like it's like the Bruins are addicted to that one-timer open net goal thing, and they're afraid to do anything else.
Well, Uncle Joe, Charlie Coyle taketh and Charlie Coyle giveth away.
yeah.
He's really, all of a sudden, it's funny.
The biggest goals
Russ,
he's been involved with on both sides.
Russ texts me at one point, we need to sign Coyle to a multi-year extension
lifetime contract.
during the in between periods, and next thing you know, F. Charlie Coyle. I mean, that's the kind of series it's been for.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
He looks like the best player on the ice, and then
For both teams.
And then he sends
Yeah,
and
right,
he literally
exactly.
does a tape-to-tape pass onto a Columbus
That was
stick for a
insane.
goal.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst plays I've ever seen in the
Yeah,
National
just
Hockey
to no one in particular, just
Don't know
fed
what he
it
was
out
thinking.
there.
Well, I can tell you one thing, Bruce Cassidy, and I love him as a coach. I just think
Yeah.
that, he's
Yeah.
such an asset, and he's not going anywhere. He's aggravated with this team right now.
Oh, I don't blame him.
I mean, Ray Rest, this is not what he expected.
Can I say one thing, though? The Bruins, they hit the post 3 times. 2 of those go in. Are we singing a completely different tune
totally
right
I
now?
know, but that's sports.
But are we? So that's what I want to get at here. Are we going to, have the Bruins been outplayed thoroughly, or they're just not getting the breaks?
They've been outplayed.
Okay, but Timmy, ultimately you make your own breaks, and if you have these games close, then it depends on one hit post or one going into the net. And don't make it that close, and you won't have that.
Look,
problem.
my issue has been I'm more in Timmy's category
Thank
on
you,
this,
Russell.
in a sense that I don't think the team as a whole has played badly, but I do think our top 4 forwards have not played particularly well.
Absolutely.
And
Top
the
6.
team as a whole, that third line's been good. That fourth line gets out there and it looks like a first line. But boy, those top 4
The
players.
first line, supposedly the best line
Horrible.
in hockey,
Yeah.
David
has not put the
Pastrnak-
numbers up.
No.
But David
Yeah.
Pastrnak looks like he doesn't even know how to play hockey anymore.
He has to be hurt.
He has to be hurt.
has to be hurt.
Then why is he playing?
No, I
Because
think
hockey
I
players
think he's
play.
playing scared. I think they've been hitting.
Got to be hurt.
Well, if
hitting
you
him
have an
every time.
injury, you do play scared, Joe.
There's got to be something wrong with his.
That guy's
his
so
hand.
talented, so skilled. I've watched a
Yeah.
lot of him. He's typically the most talented guy on the
But we're
ice.
gonna go down with the ship because Pastrnak's
Yeah.
hurt. I mean,
well,
then
because
they-
hockey players
sit 'em.
play
They
hockey.
do.
then send him right. You got Bacchus.
So
I mean,
is
you can
70?
do-
Well, Bacchus looks like he's going to be in the lineup. Is 70% of Pastrnak better than 100% of his replacement?
No, I would say no.
I would
Well,
say
maybe
no.
not now.
no,
I mean,
not
maybe
now.
not
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But I think that talent just doesn't disappear like it has.
All right, if you go into the Hoey home and they're just wonderful children and nice wife and stuff, and you use the word tuca, that's a swear word,
Yes,
isn't it?
that's a swear word. In,
All right.
in
So
hockey
are
play.
you gonna say that these
But,
two
okay,
losses
are we going to
on
say
tuca?
Columbus goalie? I was just looking at the highlights. Played out of his mind.
He's played
Out of his mind. Out of his mind.
Right. And
That should have been a goal. Oh my God, he made a save.
Yeah, absolutely.
How often are we saying that about Tuca?
Tuca's played very well.
Yeah,
this series.
yeah.
Very well. Is he playing out of his mind?
No, but that's not the expectation of any
No,
player.
well, if you're gonna win the Stanley
Oh,
Cup,
for
your goalie
God's
has
sake!
to
Now
play
we're
out
at
of
the
his mind.
out of mind meter. I don't even know if we
I know.
have that. Do we
Pastrnak
have that
stinks
graphic?
and you're making excuses
Talk
Their
for
about
him.
goalie's
the
playing out of his
out-of-mind
mind. Our
meter.
goalie's not playing
We're
out
gonna
of his mind.
get
We
that.
lose a 2-1 game.
That seems like seriously. So it's not his fault. It's
Would you say the first goal was his fault last night?
the first goal
What
was
was the
his
final
fault.
score of the game?
2-1.
Thank you.
He got you on that one.
No,
You
no,
should never
2-1.
admit that.
Oh,
first
you're
time.
really gonna agree with him?
No, I mean I'm.
No, the problem is Pastrnak, Bergeron.
They're
But
Marchand.
nobody gives Tuca credit when they win. only when
He
they
gave
lose.
Tuca credit for winning.
No, he
game
did.
in Game 7
No,
against
no,
Toronto.
he did.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
like must-watch TV. The Dirty Water TV show is him not giving any Tuca credit.
When we win the cup, I'll have
All
more
right, so
for dinner,
boys,
I say.
it's 2-1. When we get back here, most likely this series is going to be decided. Joe, quickly, who wins it?
The Bruins. The Bruins come from behind.
Bruins in
Dress-
7.
I think the Bruins in 7.
All right, I'm going to go the Bruins in 7 too. Yeah, I think they
Oh,
are. the
this
better
is
team.
not over yet.
Unanimous.
And it's going to be
It's
all
never happened.
about Tuca. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about the Boston Red Sox. You know, they won the World Series last year.
3 games under 500 now. That's it.
You guys going to admit now that they're playing games?
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
So
All right, we're back, boys, with the Boston Red Sox. All right, first of all, 14-17 is our record. We're 1-0 in May, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
good.
we're-
And for
we're
a football team,
3-0
that was
the last 3
positive.
games.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah,
a
we swept the
sniff
A's.
of 500 at this point.
Yeah, right. All of a sudden, we're looking like we're coming out of it. The starting pitching's actually showing a pulse, Joe. There's still time.
Oh, there's still plenty of
How many
time.
games are
But
we-
now the Yankees are way ahead of you, 6 games or so ahead of you, and they're devastated by injuries. What happens when they get their team back?
Problem is, and Russ, is that you can't just be happy with winning 2 out of 3 anymore. You've got to sweep some
Yeah,
series.
I was just trying to do that. I mean, obviously, they'd have to. You start with, let's just at least get to 500.
Yeah,
You
right.
at least start the season
Yeah.
from scratch again,
Uh-huh.
and you've got to win 4 of the next 5 to get to 500. Right? That's the kind of thing you have to do.
Absolutely. All right. It's not like I told you so, but Michael Chavis is all of a sudden cemented, at the very least, in the infield right now. He looks like a keeper, doesn't he?
let's say that's a good thing because we were very worried about second base.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think he's
He's
gonna
a first or
ultimately be a
third
second
baseman.
Yeah, I think he's a first and third baseman. He's a big kid.
He's giving us a nice pop in the lineup right now, though.
Oh, yeah.
Right, but Russ, you don't see future
Hey,
second
look,
base
if
Michael
he
Chavis.
plays 50 games this year and goes to the fall league, maybe he takes 7 pounds off or whatever. Like, it's not out of the question. Craig Biggio went from catcher to second base, and he's in the
Yeah,
Hall
I
of Fame.
think Russ is right. The second basemen nowadays aren't the scrappy little white guy anymore, you know?
Oh, would that be wonderful if we could have a second baseman with that kind of pop?
So what would you think about moving him over to third? Devers is stinking the joint out.
Well, no, they're not going to give up on Devers.
Devers' bat is fine. It's his glove, that's another
How about
story.
sending Devers back to AAA?
No, the future, no, because he's hitting 300, even though he has no home runs and like 7-8 RBIs. The future, I think, is going to be Chavis at third base and Devers at first base.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Unless, then they've got the Dahlbeck issue, too. I mean, look, these are nice problems to have. You got 3 young corner guys for 2 spots.
Yeah, and then you're all sewed up with Xander for many years to come, which
But
is a great signing, and anyone who says any difference is ridiculous.
But we got 3 stiffs as far as second baseman, and none of them are any good.
Well, no, that's why you're right. That's why they're putting Chavis in, and he's giving them some offense. And like you said, I mean, he'll be better at second base. And speaking of second base, can we finally? Actually, he started putting some dirt on himself. If you last few days, that Dustin is saying that he thinks he's done.
Really?
He's
I didn't
going
know
to
that.
Portland because, well, he thinks it's the summer and you go to Maine.
So if he says he's done, does that end his contract?
No,
he still
He's
gets
getting
paid.
it no matter what.
No, he'd have to retire.
He'd have to
Yeah.
retire. How
He's-
many years?
And he's not going to do that. He'll play in Portland before he does that.
I think
Yeah,
3
I
years,
mean, look,
including this year.
you could do a buyout of some sort for him if he just decided
Has
to
the
retire. You could buy
the
him out.
Baseball Players Association has never gone for those
But if he
buyout.
goes,
I can think of.
Would he go and play in Portland for 2 years?
Yeah.
No,
No, my God, no.
I mean, the whole idea is if he can play, he'd be up with the major league club. No, I think it's going to be a difficult situation. I think that he's an organizational guy.
Yeah.
So most likely that, like Russ said, he'll settle with them.
Yeah, because they closed that Rusney Castillo loophole. You can't stash a guy down there and keep
He's
him off
on the
the
roster.
salary cap.
No, he's on the roster.
Okay, we loved him. Steve Pierce, MVP of the World Series. Fantastic.
He'll never buy his own drink in this town for the rest of his life.
Yeah, I don't know. We know Tuca will be buying his own all of his drinks. But Uncle Joe, Stephen Pierce, there was a reason he signed it
very quickly.
contract
Yeah,
very
he couldn't
quickly,
get
right?
his. Yep. He's hitting under 100 right now. So
Wow. What do you do with him, Russ?
Boy, it's
and that's
tough
platooned.
and it's tough to cut a World Series MVP, Boston folk hero, but he throws another month of those stats up, and you have to do something.
A little magical injured list for Stephen Pierce.
A month. He's got a month.
I think he's got a month.
Right, you think they would cut him?
They'll do something with him.
He'll do something. He'll get
His
a sore leg.
contract
He'll
isn't
get
that
He'll
big.
get a strained
It's-
hammy or something.
Yeah.
Okay, please. JBJ, I know, look, Rusty boy, I know that was your guy, and you're in trouble on that one.
I'm in trouble. From
You've
right
had a
now,
very
I'm
good
in trouble.
track record.
I have a very long
Yeah.
road to go. at
He's
this
your
point.
Kelly Olynyk.
He might be.
Russ, he is
Minus the man
slugging
bun.
188
Yeah, no,
last
there's
time.
nothing. I'm not.
How
I'm
can
not,
you
can't
do that?
defend him.
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
gonna defend
Exactly.
him.
Okay, so he does this every year, and somehow he does come out of it. I will give JBJ that. But at some point, Mookie Betts is going to have to be playing center field,
Yeah,
right?
but then what do? You're going to put JD Martinez in right field?
I think that's...
No, I think Benintendi goes to
Such
right,
a-
and you put JD in left.
You do not want JD Martinez playing 100 games in the outfield. That's just not a good idea.
I know, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, with his back, it's a problem waiting to
don't know,
happen.
I mean, this is a very difficult situation because you have second base is a black hole offensively.
Up the middle.
Center field, black hole. I mean, no, the catcher Vasquez has actually been
Yeah,
fairly
he's-
productive, especially on his standard. But JBJ, I mean, at some point you have to consider him a fourth and fifth outfielder, right?
Yeah, I think Timmy and I are thinking Pierce will get 1 month. JBJ will get 2 months. I think they'll give
He's
him a
earned it.
lot of time
He's
to get
earned
out
it.
of this slump.
He's
Oh,
earned it.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a running race, boys, and the running race is to see who's going to be the future closer of the Boston Red Sox. Who wins, Chris Sale or Nathan Eovaldi?
You got to get off the disabled list
Yeah,
first.
right? I mean, that's what it looks like, right? That one of these guys' future is going to be a
How
closer.
pumped up were we about the starting pitching beginning of this year? I mean, we had on paper the best
Yeah.
starting pitching in baseball,
Yeah.
like far and away, right?
But there's
The
no
reality,
question.
though.
Isn't Sales seems to be coming around though? I mean, he's pitched better the last 3 games.
But they're
He's
trending.
he's
One of
still-
them is trending. to
Oh,
be
I
the
think
closer.
Eovaldi. I mean, if he comes back and gets another bone chip in his elbow in September, you're right.
on
He
the
may.
shelf.
They'd make him a reliever.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
So all of a sudden you're paying $18 million a year for 55 innings instead of 200.
I'd rather pay 17 than 30 though for my closer.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay,
great point.
Tyler Thornburg, and I know he's a big
Oh,
buddy
God.
of Rusty Boy. Okay, Tyler Thornburg has tried to blow leads in successive games. Can we please not let Tyler Thornburg on the plane, Joe, tonight?
Yeah, send him along. We haven't used him for the last couple of years when he was on the roster. Keep moving.
It was a bad deal. It wasn't Brooklyn Nets KG bad, but it's just a step under it. When we come back, the New England Patriots and maybe the greatest NFL draft of all time.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
All right, we go to the Super Bowl champion, 6-time, if you're scoring at home, 6-time world champion, New England Patriots. And they have the draft, and usually I am so frustrated after the draft, and every guy I don't want them to pick or position they pick. But this draft may have been perfect.
Well, and we were all wrong. I think you did the over/under of how many guys would they actually pick, and
Yeah.
we were all around 6, 7.
said
They drafted 10 guys.
Yeah, they like this draft. They like the crop of players.
You know, like most of our picks were not from Eastern Louisiana State.
Yeah, and some reach. Yeah, right.
Some guy you could have gotten the 5th and we take in the 1st is how it
Yeah.
usually. The guys usually end up panning out pretty well, but it was nice to, as Russ said, name brand. We went name brand.
Because when the draft experts like the Mel Kipers say that's a terrible reach, well, it's proven that he's been correct. That when
Sometimes.
when they take these second
Not
round
always.
defensive backs, a lot of times these
Well,
guys have been.
Was Logan
terrible.
Mankins a reach? No. I mean, we've picked some guys out of obscurity who have turned out to be pretty good players. And to go along with you, we've picked some guys who have been nothing, too.
Okay, we have dreamed. Since the Tom Brady era, and that's 19 years, that he's had one big wide receiver in Randy Moss, and all of a sudden they get N'Keal Harry, and he's a big wide
Well,
receiver.
Gordon's
Joe.
6'3" too, but
Right. Oh, come
he's-
on. All right, we're not going to talk about the 7-game
From
Josh
parts
Gordon
unknown.
era. Yeah, come on.
I love this pick.
But all of a sudden, you're right. We have a big,
Yeah.
we have a big guy in wide receiver, and that was needed.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
We haven't picked wide receivers since Aaron Dobson, Kenbrell Tompkins.
My
there.
only hope is he can figure out the playbook, because that seems to be, we bring in guys with physical talents and they can't figure that
I
playbook
do think
out.
that this position that they're going to be asking him to play, which is an outer boundary receiver,
Yeah.
you don't need to know.
You're
a
only
lot of
running
route
3
trees,
routes.
right? It's what they
Yeah.
did with Josh Gordon. Gordon was up to
Yeah.
speed within 3 weeks.
You hope they did really did their homework on this guy and established that he can understand the playbook.
Yeah. Yeah, I
No,
hope
that's
so.
true. And we were saying before that it's more like understanding what Tom Brady.
Yeah,
Well,
the
that's what I
playbook
mean.
is
You
easy.
know what I
Tom
mean?
Brady is the playbook.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You have to be on the same page as him, because whether you did the right route or not, Tommy wanted you on a certain
Well, hopefully
spot.
there's somewhere right now playing.
Yeah, you
catch.
can run the right route, and Tom
Yeah.
will say you did it all wrong.
Brady throws to a spot.
That's
You
right.
know, he throws like this is the defense. The safety's up tight and the cornerbacks are back, and receiver number 3 does this, and he should be in this spot in this time.
Because
All right, well,
that
I'm in
way
love
there's no
with-
interceptions.
I'm in love with that second round pick, Jawan Williams. If you have time from Vanderbilt, go check out some of
6'4".
his statistics. Yeah, he's 6'4", but some of the video on him throwing guys around like they're rag dolls.
Tackle's very high.
And
Did you notice that?
Belichick basically gave a premonition of that pick in a press conference a week before. He was like, the wide receivers are getting bigger, and when the wide receivers get bigger, you need bigger defensive backs.
Yeah. And would you agree that, look, he has the luxury of making the player adjustments, Joe, based on the Super Bowl? He gets Gilmore when he realizes that Atlanta, he can't handle the Joneses of the world.
Yeah, he
and
needs
now
a
all
bit
of a
more-
sudden, he gets a big wide receiver and a big DB.
Now everyone's big in the backfield.
You
in
know
their
what I heard?
defensive
You know, the
backfield.
Patriots are kind of going heavy now because they want to go run heavy, like that with our running
Yeah.
back. You know, like the rest of the league is getting lighter and faster
Zig
on
when they
defense,
zag,
and
right?
now it's trying to shove it down their throat.
He's
You want-
becoming Bill
You want
Parcells
to throw out
again.
220-pound linebackers? Well, we're going to come at you with a 240-pound running back.
That's a great
you know?
segue. First of all, I need on the Patriots at all times. I need a Samoan. I need someone. I need
Yeah.
a Samoan. I need that. I don't know about you guys. And then I need somebody with long hair.
Yeah.
Who's
Well, you got
playing
Chase
linebacker,
Winovich.
defensive line.
Yeah.
Like, they
Totally
always
bent
just
the
seem to be
can.
better because they have long hair.
That's right.
Well, we get at Michigan. I think third round. Chase Winovich.
Winovich.
Quite a
Winovich.
character. Quite a
And
character.
apparently, he's a character and a player too, Russ.
Yeah, they're already saying he's got a lot of sort of Rob Ninkovich, some Mike Vrabel in him. That bigger bodied
He played tight end.
guy who plays
Gronkish
on the
personality,
outside,
too, they're
Gronkish
saying.
personality, very productive. He got higher grades in the draft by a lot of people than the kid who was taken in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Michigan.
fun.
I saw an
right?
interview of him on a talk show. Very intelligent,
Was he?
well-spoken,
Good.
nice kid.
But Joe, we needed a little personality on the team, didn't
Yeah.
we?
Well, that'll be squashed right out of him quickly.
I don't know about that. All right, if he comes into camp with his haircut, then I'll give that to you.
Yeah.
That's like New York Yankees pinstripe. All right, of course, you had to draft. The Patriots had to draft a quarterback, so we had plenty to talk about for the next, 10 years, and they
we
did it.
needed the
And
next Jimmy G.
Jared
Jarrett.
Stidham.
Good for you.
There you
Oh,
go.
he
From
hit it
Auburn.
first
Yeah,
time.
Jimmy
right.
Ojale.
So they took him in the 4th round. Is there expectation that a 4th round quarterback's going to be your starting quarterback?
I
after
watched
Tom
way
Brady?
too much ESPN. A lot of people saying a lot of really good things about this kid.
Remember, that Auburn offense was fakakta, right? It was that weird run a
Yeah.
play in 7 seconds, get to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
No offensive line to speak of. But to Tim's point, people really saw him throw the ball, think
The
that
year before he looked good.
highly accurate, and he's got a strong arm, and he's smart. So right there in the Patriots system.
And he's got to be better. Danny Etling, nice guy. Everyone likes him. He's a great
Nice
scout
guy. I
quarterback.
don't know why.
But
You don't know how nice
that's
he
it.
is.
And he's got to be on the bench for at least 2 more years.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what we hope.
And
Yeah,
you
and
don't-
I'm now buying into that.
And
now.
then trade him for a second round pick.
All right, yeah, right. All right.
And we tank and we.
Damian Harris, running back for the Patriots, and then from Alabama, averaged 6.5 yards per carry. And, of course, Alabama plays some pretty tough teams. So, look, we ended up playing one game where we had to use our wide receiver,
Cordero Patterson,
as the running back. Pretty helps in the depth.
I think this talks about the Patriots going run heavy. You know, going more to the run, getting heavier.
Great point.
Just keep bashing it at you, right? You know, I think that's the direction the Patriots are going in. As Brady, you know, gets a little long in the tooth, you know, taking a
gets no long in the tooth.
He's already there, Tim.
He's the only guy left from the 2001
he's not buying
draft.
Even the kickers are gone.
He's not buying green bananas.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, that's our show tonight. Want to thank the fellas. Want to thank everyone behind the scenes. Of course, handsome Todd, William the intern, and lovely and talented Adrian. I'm going to mention that.
She's
Yeah,
here?
absolutely. Please check us out on our website at thegrandstanders.com and tune in again next Wednesday night at 6:30 for another edition of the Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman. Have a great and happy night.